Seishu Toyo is highly regarded as one of Japan's finest painters ever produced during the Muromachi period. He was known for his application of a Zen Buddhist-inspired style of painting known as sumie and expressing its characteristics. In addition to the style, he managed to integrate the once popular style of painting imported from the Song dynasty of China, with traditional Japanese characteristics to create a completely new style that was ultimately, without question, in Japanese nature.
Seishu Toyo, born in Akahama, Bichu, Japan in 1420, was educated at a young age to become a Rinzai Zen Buddhist priest. Despite his age at the time, he displayed a natural talent for visual arts. Originally, Seishu was born with the surname Oda, but was later changed to Toyo when he enrolled into Hofukuji, a Zen temple, at the age of 10 in 1431. The name Toyo translates to willow-like, due to his gracefulness and slender body shape. He was sent to the Zen temple to study religion, calligraphy, and painting.
A famous anecdote from Kano Eno's History of Japan Painting states that apparently the future painter did not study Zen with enough dedication, preferring instead to spend his time drawing. Once, he was punished for disobedience and tied to a pillar in the hall of the temple. After a while, a priest came to see him and jumped up with surprise. There was a mouse very close to Seishu's foot. However, it was actually a picture which Seishu had painted with his tears. Although this story is believed to be highly exaggerated, this only furthermore proves Seishu's innate ability for the visual arts.
Around 1440, Seishu had left for Kyoto and lived as a monk at Shokokuchi, another Zen temple, and studied Zen under a famous master, Shunrin Suto, as well as painting under Tencho Shubun, the most highly regarded Japanese painter at the time. Shubun's style was inspired by Chinese Song dynasty painters such as Ma Yun, Xia Gui, and Guo Xi. Although none of his works survive from this time to today, it was believed that his paintings carried the same style as his mentor. He lived in Kyoto for around 20 years, and then left for Yamaguchi Prefecture to become chief priest of Unkoku Temple. It was also during this time that he started to call himself Seishu, meaning snowboat.
Yamaguchi was known as a place to be if you wanted to visit China on an expedition. One of his reasons for becoming chief priest here was to have that opportunity. Eventually, he received an invitation from the Ochi clan, the lords of Yamaguchi, and joined them on a trading trip in 1468. His duties were to purchase Chinese works of art for wealthy Japanese patrons and study the Zen temples in China. He was very much disappointed by the artwork of the Ming dynasty that strayed away from the spiritual and aesthetic ideas of the Song dynasty.
Seishu stayed in China until 1469, and when he returned to Japan, he couldn't return to his position in Yamaguchi Prefecture due to the Onin War. Instead, he settled in Oita Prefecture in Kyushu and built a studio named Tenkai Zugado. While he stayed in Oita, he created many artworks and taught students in his style of painting, all the while traveling to other areas in Japan. In 1486, Seishu finally returned to Yamaguchi to dedicate his final years to painting.
During his last few years of his life, he painted a number of well-known paintings today, including Long Landscape Scroll, Splashed Ink Landscape, and View of Amano Hashidate. He was believed to be in great shape despite his age, since the view of Amano Hashidate was drawn in the perspective of a bird's-eye view of a famous sandbar in the Tango province, and he was required to climb a tall mountain while he was in his 80s. In 1506, he passed away at the age of 87, and only a single self-portrait of Seishu had come to light through the copy made by a follower.
His most famous work is the Long Scroll of Landscapes, which was a 50 feet or 15 meters long scroll that depicted the 4 seasons starting from spring on the left and ending with winter on the right. The painting had altered characteristics compared to his normal style, as it had more contrast between light and dark, thicker and heavier lines, and a flatter effect of space.
His legacy is continued and recognized to this day, initially through his students and pupils that carried on his style of painting, and then to painters who even took up his name such as Hasegawa Tohaku, a master painter from the 16th century who declared himself the Sesshu of the 5th generation. The Unkoku school of Japanese painting also devoted itself to continuing his heritage and artistic style.